Welcome back to another edition of the Heart of Real Estate podcast.
Yes.
I'm one of your hosts, Mike McFarland.
I'm Steven Salinas.
Yes.
We've got some special guests, some good friends with us
Very
today.
good friends. Yes.
We've got Amy and Sarabeth, an amazing team.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank y'all for
Love
having
having you
us.
guys.
Yeah. So I think when we think about the heart of real estate, I can't think of two people that come together better to express the heart of real estate, except for Amy and Sarabeth. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they definitely do.
Yeah.
And I think we see a lot of ourselves in them.
We sure do. Yeah,
I think we kind of relate,
Yeah.
kind of just like the kind of like almost
Mhm.
sibling or like, brother, sister, kind of just like
Dynamic.
dynamic,
Yeah.
very intertwined. Like I see Mike like almost every day of the week, and
Yeah.
there's days I'm like, I'm gonna hide.
And then I show up.
I see you all the time.
I show up at church on Sunday. And I'm like,
That's so true.
And
I'm hiding today. You know where to find me, but I'm still hiding.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I know y'all have been good friends for a while. We'd love to hear how that relationship started, how it's kind of transitioned into, like working together. And because I know y'all are very intertwined, personally and professionally.
Mhm.
Tell us
For
about
sure.
that. Tell us the story
Yeah.
of how y'all got partnered up.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I would say, Amy, like,
yeah.
because you got your entree in, like, there's a place where you are, and then bringing Sarabeth in, right? And
Yes.
that story, yeah. So we'll just go from there.
Well, I originally met Sarabeth as a client or a prospective client, a lead, an online lead.
Yeah.
And online, it was a heart. It was
It was the heart HAR online.
Wow.
It's just coming along, but this is good. Okay.
A
So-
heart. So, and the first agent to respond was the one that got to keep the lead, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I had to be very fast, and
Yeah.
you have to answer them, because as soon as you think you're the first one, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's right in front of you on your phone. So
And Sarabeth, what was bringing you? Because you had just moved to Houston. Is that right?
Yes,
What brought
I
you here?
just moved to Houston for a job transfer
Mhm.
and was renting, trying to figure out where we were going to live, and playing around.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
HAR and
That's what
As
happened.
most
Loving
people,
different
as most
houses.
people
Yeah.
do.
yeah, just not
Casually-
serious about it.
Casually.
Just looking.
Yeah.
I'm Harding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right. And then Amy
um,
calls.
Amy, she emails, and then I didn't respond, so she calls, and
Right on.
and
That's being very persistent. So yeah, I like it.
yes, which later down the road I found out is part of who she is, and it's what makes
Yeah.
her an amazing real estate agent.
mad follow-up,
Right.
Yeah.
mad, crazy, whatever
Crazy
you want to call
follow-up.
it. Yeah,
But now y'all are great friends.
we are.
And now
Yes.
you even spend holidays.
And
Yeah.
And family time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
and have been mistaken for mother and daughter many times. And I can.
I'm the mother.
Yes.
hardly.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Steven keeps me on track. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. That's awesome.
Don't let him. Don't
Yeah.
let him. He's
I'm the honorary grandmother, or an honorary grandmother to her SJ. Yeah. And now her Scarlett and Jack.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you helped her,
Definitely
you got a
family.
lease, you helped her get into a lease, and then we actually helped with the mortgage, which is really cool.
mhm.
So just like how do we go from lease to friends? Like what, and then intertwined together? Like how did that just happen? Because
Just over the years,
Mhm.
we stayed very close. Again, just staying in contact with your client base.
right. So
Yeah.
typical what we should do to be in
Mhm.
relationship with.
Yes,
we work with,
actually,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what we do now as agents. It started out just, just as a follow-up, and we found that we had a lot in common.
Mhm.
Our faith, we attended the same church, so yeah, there was a lot of
Yeah.
she was from Alabama, I'm from Tennessee originally, so we had the southern roots, and
Yeah.
both relocated to Texas, and it just kind of grew from there. And she had SJ, and I think I was one of the first babysitters.
The first one, yeah.
To babysit.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I had to
amazing.
come to an event downtown, and I was like, all right, I'm not leaving my baby.
Well, who
I'll
else
do
but
it.
your
Right.
I'll do it.
But you're a realtor.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
who
A
I would
lot,
call.
yeah, a lot of different services.
I'll tell you, it's just, I
You're
mean,
basic.
obviously I think it was a bunch of God winks that just kept saying, hey, this person's going to be, for me, that this
Yeah.
person's going to be in your life for a very long time. And
Yeah.
her family, not just her as a
Yeah.
real estate agent, but the entire McDaniel family. And honestly, then never would have thought it would have gone to a professional side,
Yeah,
but just personal and family. And I know I, for one, am very blessed that just listening to those God winks and not ignoring them,
yeah,
that it has brought us down this path just with the entire McDaniel family even.
That's true. Our daughter doesn't have a sister, and so she thinks of Sarabeth as her sister, and it's a
That's
sweet
so
relationship all the way around. Even with the boys, I have 2 sons as well. I mean, she's definitely part of our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of grew organically from there.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
Yes.
And now she's a part of your family business, right?
Yeah.
And what you're, so Amy, I know, you've got business roots in Houston, you got business roots in Tennessee, and you've got something bigger that you're really beginning to do, right? Can you just maybe enlighten us a little bit on what that looks like?
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. So, I, being originally from Tennessee and back and forth a lot over the past few years when the pandemic hit, we were in Tennessee for spring break.
yeah,
We had a house in Franklin and we were there and everything shut down. So,
Mhm.
my husband and I looked at the kids and asked them, what do you want to do? Do you want to go rush back? So we just decided to stay for a little longer to see how the pandemic, rolled out from there.
Yeah.
What was next? There was a lot of unknown, and our plan was just temporary, and then decided, I'm going to sell a few properties in Tennessee. So I decided to get licensed so I could do that myself.
Yeah.
And it kind of grew from there. And I joined Luxury Homes of Tennessee.
Mhm.
And then I have great partners that I work with. They are wonderful. The owners are amazing and the agents are amazing. I love working with them. So I wanted to kind of streamline between the 2 states. Just to see during the pandemic that business continued to grow as we move forward.
Yeah.
At the time, Sarabeth worked for Veritas Title.
Yeah.
And, then I had the opportunity, rather, it opened up that I opened 10 Luxury Homes of Texas.
Luxury Homes of Texas. There you
Awesome.
go.
The 2 T's can get.
yeah,
No, that's okay.
So here we are in Texas now as well.
Right. Well, and I love, Amy, that one, because I think we were working together prior to the pandemic hitting. And then even when the pandemic hit and you're in Tennessee, you wouldn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea that you weren't even here.
Yeah.
And
you
she's
flew in for this podcast.
Yes, I
Yeah. Yeah. And she's selling real estate in Houston still, and we're still working with clients here. And she's taking great care of clients in Tennessee as well.
Yes, it was amazing how the business continued to keep,
Yeah.
I mean, God continued to provide. The clients
Mhm.
were still taken care of and
Yeah,
supportive of my decision. And it was great. And then Sarabeth made the move over
Right on.
to work with me, and it was wonderful.
Right.
She's an amazing.
What a natural addition to the luxury. Let me get this right. Luxury properties of Texas. Did I get that right? I did.
Luxury
Luxury homes of
Yeah.
Texas. Luxury homes of Texas. But and just that addition for her to come in and help support you. Yeah, Amy, you're amazing. Like the way I'm just give big props to you because I love working with you. And I love the way that you take care of your clients and you care for them and you care about us, which is really special. And Sarabeth, you too. This is a really great partnership we have, and if we could just duplicate you guys.
Well, love working with you.
Yeah, love to do it. Yeah.
And funny story, or not so funny, but kudos to you because when we met, if you recall,
Mhm.
I was the listing agent
Yeah.
and you were working on a loan for the buyer.
Mhm.
Mike reached out to me. This was several years ago.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed with his follow-up skills, and we agreed he would call me every Tuesday. And I said, really, you're going to call me
Yeah.
every Tuesday with an update? That sounds great. I look
Sure.
forward to that, Mike. It's nice to meet you. And, he was true to his word, and
Yeah.
we would talk every Tuesday. And again, just that follow-up and how the relationship
Mhm.
then took off with that organic growth from there. And
Yeah.
we've been great friends since.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's really cool just to watch your growth. And you have such a great story. And I love how you intertwine family. Family is the theme for you. And I feel like family.
Yes,
Really, I
yes.
do, Stephen.
Yeah, so, I mean, we
yeah.
met through kind of a similar way. I mean, we met
Mhm.
through our like local church, right? And it's very cool because you start to get introduced to like their community and your community, and it
Mhm.
starts to become like
A
the same community, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's really cool because you get to start helping like friends
Mhm.
and family. Yeah, it seems like it's very easy. And there are some things that can go wrong and there's stresses, but
Sure.
it seems like it's always like, okay, we can do this together,
Yeah.
like
Super supportive.
we're working together.
Mhm.
But being intentional is a huge piece of that. And a lot of that's the follow-up. I mean,
Yeah.
I think,
That's a good way
That's
to
it.
describe it, intentional.
Mhm.
yeah, to really focus and say, I'm going to do this. I'm committed and invested in you and your success. So
Yeah.
we're in this together, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's overlooked a lot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people don't follow up because they aren't intentional in like the things that they do. And
Or invested in
invested.
the relationship.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think with real estate, at least for me, the way I always saw it, because my first real estate agent was this type of person, was
It's
Good
it's
example.
about relationships.
Yeah.
And as long as you can form those relationships and strengthen them along the way, that those are your best clients and your best referrals.
Yeah.
And then you end up working with people that you've just formed a new relationship with, and then a new one and a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the trickling effect, is when you put the relationship at the top and as the priority, and not just that it's another client.
Right. Here's a
It
close.
becomes more like family
Yeah.
than I'm just doing this job.
I
Right.
agree. And it's not just a transaction.
Yes.
Mhm.
And even our clients, the feedback we get from them,
Mhm.
Mike and I had a relationship, and then Stephen came along, Sarabeth came along, and then we have your team on our lender list. Well, we also have others. So it's
Mhm.
not just you that we would set in front of our clients. And, they have a choice of lenders,
Mhm.
and they could use anyone. And
Yeah.
all we can say is the feedback that we receive from our clients,
Yeah.
and then let our new clients choose.
Yeah.
And
And then we just get a chance to just kind of gather them up and
Yeah.
and pull them in
Mm.
and just like welcome into
Yeah.
the family, right?
You're right.
and then we're equally invested too, I
Yeah.
feel like,
Oh
in
gosh, yes.
serving our clients, because they are most 90% of them or more are our sphere of influence,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
beyond. So you want to do a good job if they're friends of Mike and Stevens, or
Mhm.
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
Mhm.
Sarabeth, how do you find the transition from title into being an agent?
Oh, good question.
Meaning, how did I?
Like
if
with
it
the
was-
transition. Yeah. Like,
How did it go?
you come
Yeah,
from one
was it-
world,
Yeah.
right? Then
Was it easier than you thought? Like harder than you thought?
no, it was not. So being honest, I feel that with being outside of the real estate world, you may have this vision that it's easy,
Mhm.
and that I show a person a home, they put an offer, it's under contract, that's all I really do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm gonna sit till the closing day.
It's
There you go.
easy.
Yeah. And
Bye.
part of me was like, I really hope it's like that.
Right.
Because I know what I was doing in title and I was working with those in mortgage and knew what they were doing. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna just hope that it's like that.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No.
It is not like that.
Mhm.
I knew it wasn't realistically. I think that title's hard.
Yeah.
And real estate is hard.
Yeah.
You can have really easy days and days that go perfect.
Mhm.
And the next day is going to be completely different and you're going to have challenges.
Mhm.
Just like with clients, all your clients are going to be different. So the transaction is going to be different. And I would say from the title side of being at a desk
Yeah.
from the 8 to 5, I enjoy the real estate side more because I am a people person and I love to talk to people on the phone, but that wasn't the majority of my job. And I would have rather that have been the majority of my job than
Right.
at a computer.
Right.
Yeah.
So that side, I love getting out and being in front of people and helping the clients find their home or, helping them cope with having to sell their forever home that they thought was a forever home.
Right.
And I feel that is one of my gifts is to be in front of people. And I really just wanted to pursue that more than
Yeah.
being at a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say I didn't love the people I worked with at Title and being there. It was a very difficult decision, but what did make it easy is knowing I would be with Amy and part of her team.
Right.
And I knew that my family would still be first.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you, you're in your lane, which is people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Paper. Way
Right.
better with people. Right. We
Right.
can all do paper, but I don't like to do paper.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I can do paper. I don't
Right.
like paper. I'd rather be like hanging out with people. Yeah.
I agree. And
Yeah.
Sarabeth has that emotional connection
Hmm.
where she sees what the client needs,
Yeah.
the ability to read that, even if they're not saying that, and to know that a home that you raise your children
Oh, yeah.
and is a very special place, even if your intention is to move, it's still going to be a transition that is an emotional one.
Mhm.
And it's also a business transaction, obviously, very
Right.
much so, but it's still an emotional side.
Yeah. There's two parts of it.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. If
Yeah.
that was the home that your child came through the door after their first day of kindergarten, or,
Right.
Oh,
right.
and she has that wonderful, empathetic and compassionate relationship, I think.
I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
She's amazing. But I want to say too, she also has that technical side, which is just the perfect
Mhm.
combination, where she has worked in titles. So she understands more of the background
Yeah.
behind
The why.
but yes,
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And so when the title company needs something, or the lender's requesting something, and they're working with the title company to do whatever needs to be done,
Lots of
Sarabeth
things.
is, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Which you don't tend to see, that the person that has the emotional connection can also understand the technical why behind it
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the other side of the transaction. And she has that. And I think it's a valuable asset for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would
You need
agree.
both.
Yeah.
You definitely need both. And it's once you find someone that can do both, you're like, you never want to get them
Yes.
Yeah.
to go anywhere else.
This is good.
No,
This works really well.
we definitely don't.
Please stay. Please stay, right?
Yeah.
No, that's so true. And I definitely, we definitely can relate a lot, because there's a lot of kind of counseling that you do, a lot of teaching and
Many hats.
leading.
Wear many hats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leading,
Shoulder to cry on.
we wear many hats too.
Yeah.
As you can see, we do a lot of different things, but I definitely, the biggest thing for us is like the why. And, you know, it's almost like 80% attitude, and like why you do it is like,
Yes.
the
no,
partners
no.
we work with, it's just like, wow,
Mhm.
we're going to create a great experience for this person moving into their home, that is moving from where they raise their kids into another place, and turning a new page in their story, right?
Yeah.
It's so important to have people around you that are like that. And yeah, the people that you're working with every day, it's so important to have like
Yeah.
Mhm.
have that, you know,
Yeah.
right
I
there
think so too.
right there to encourage you and challenge you, and there's a lot of different things that we can learn every day, but it
Yeah.
definitely goes a long way.
And what is it that, what's your why in real estate? Like how or why, like how did you get into it, or why are you in it now? Like what is it that drives you with what you do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I worked for a law firm before
Okay.
in my early years, right, out of school. And I was a paralegal, so I worked in a couple states, like
Mhm.
Tennessee, actually a couple cities, I should say, because I worked in Tennessee, Chattanooga, and Nashville.
Okay.
And then one law office in St. Louis, Missouri, of all
Okay.
places.
Okay.
And then our family continued to grow. So I took a few years to have them
Yeah,
be the priority.
absolutely.
So there's your why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they were at a certain point where I was ready to start doing a little more,
Mhm.
the opportunity came up. I have been relocated several times for my husband's career.
Yeah.
So I understood the entire relocation process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So more of the backside, I didn't work for title, but I understood everything, the ins and outs of
Yeah.
and the struggles that you
Mhm.
face as a family being relocated. So I think that helped me, and it helps me connect with the clients. I think even Sarabeth, knowing she was coming from Alabama
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
Texas, well, I can anticipate what she needs.
Mhm.
Maybe sometimes
That's huge.
before they know it too.
Right.
Mhm.
So whether it's like, okay, let's get the refrigerator stocked. We know they need water, the
Mhm.
paper towels, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
coffee,
Yeah.
wine,
Yeah.
whatever it is, to just to anticipate their next need. And then the transaction itself, the legal background helped a lot.
Mhm.
And I was just, and I'm competitive.
Yeah.
And there's that. Yes.
In the woodlands, I know it can be competitive. There's
Mhm.
a lot. I think when we met one time, there was like this. It's like the zip code that you're in. It's like a tough zip code, right? There's a lot of people, a lot of other people doing business too. So
Well, and you have just so many. I can think of 10,
Mhm.
right off the top of my head
Yeah.
of amazing, well qualified agents.
Right.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
They're very good in their field. I think I've used the word amazing 15 times, but they're just very well qualified, and they're going to do just as good a job or better than I am. I don't think so, but the truth is they really are good. Or
Mhm.
I would like to not think so, but
Yeah.
they really are.
They
good.
are.
They are.
But you connect.
Yeah.
And you connect well with people.
Mhm.
Right. And
Well, and
then
you want to work well with
Yeah.
Other agents in
Oh.
the area. And
Yeah.
so even they're good and they know what they're doing. And
Yeah.
as long as
good to
you
know
want
each
to
other.
work with the type of agent that is very similar to you, it makes the transaction a lot easier too.
I agree. As competitive as it is, which
Right.
it is competitive because
Mhm.
the agents are very good, but at the end of the day, I do love working with them on the other side, or
Yeah.
and if I hear somebody else has a different agent, and
Yeah.
well, I can say nothing but great things. You have a great agent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to work with him or her on the transaction. Like, let's move forward. So there is a little bit of the competitive side.
Yeah. No, there definitely is. And I think and even the people that are buying right now, a lot of them are doing relocations. So that's like probably one of the 5 people that are buying right now.
Yeah,
It's
right. In this
life
market.
change that are, that people are really buying homes right now. And that's such a great thing to have as an experience.
Yeah.
Just
I like
going through it.
Yeah. And the anticipation. You're
Anticipation is
anticipating
huge.
already, like they have no idea that they're going to need this, but they're going to need this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
let's go ahead and just
You're like,
put,
wow, that
let's
was
take
really
care of it
nice.
now. Like, how did they know? Well, because I know.
Yes,
Right. I've been
exactly.
there.
We've been there.
So, yeah, we lived that. So we know it completely.
And Sarabeth and I work with a lot of clients that are not from
Mhm.
the Woodlands or Houston area.
Yeah.
And so they need a little bit of the extra care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Sarabeth, we need to go behind the house. What's behind the house? Like what's on the other side? Well, what's across the street from that? Or, there's a lot of unknowns, so they need to know a lot about the area.
Yeah.
And I think that helps as well.
Mhm.
We're willing to take that extra step to make sure that they know, like,
Yeah.
okay, we know that you've never stepped foot in this state, that you don't know what, because I did
Yeah.
that for a year of just like, where do I live in the woodland?
Right.
And that because of our experience, it does make us want to go above and beyond of, all right, here's what's in this area, determine if that's where you want to be or you don't. And we'll go to the next one. Here's what's in this one.
And we know that road is being taken or expanded and it's going to go right behind this neighborhood. Are you okay with that?
Right.
Just letting them know what's ahead of them.
Yeah.
So there are no surprises. And
Right.
that helps.
And there's no regrets when we get into the home. They can just like focus on the important things, like
Right.
their family, just,
Unpack a box.
they can just focus
Yeah.
on the simple things, not like,
Mhm.
I don't like how loud this thing is over here, or
Mhm.
it's very bright, or,
Yeah.
there's a lot of different factors that y'all
Right.
get to see, but
Well, I
I
think
love
it just goes to the feeling. You create a great feeling for the clients by giving them a space of safety and security. Or maybe that's probably by making them feel safe and secure, you create a comfortable environment for them so that they can make decisions without like the anxiety and stress, right? So you guys are great at just removing that. And so people can just ease into like, okay, we're safe here. I can trust their direction, and you can help them get into a home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we want them to more enjoy the process than feel like either selling or buying a house is just the most stressful thing you're ever
Right.
going to go through,
Right.
because it's life-changing,
Mhm.
whichever
Absolutely.
side you're on.
Yeah.
And it is stressful and it's emotional, whether it's a happy move or it's not. And our hope is that if we are being successful at our job, then we're carrying that stress for them without them seeing that we're carrying it for them.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
ultimately what we want to do is
Yeah.
you just sit there. I'll let you know what you need to know.
Right. It's all right.
While we're gonna,
That's good.
right,
All right.
everything's
That's
good. It's all
Sounds
good. Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna sign those papers in 30 days. Everything's good.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Start packing your boxes. We're gonna see.
Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
You're good.
Uh-huh.
So true.
And then we'll talk about all the crazy things that are happening.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
Exactly, like that's, and they have to, I know there's things behind the scenes, but that's the point. You don't need to deal with that.
They don't
You need to
need to
deal
know
with
the
the
dis-
house you're having to.
Yeah.
You just create that bubble. You create that bubble.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
We don't need
Protect
to
us,
know.
we protect the bubble
Yeah.
at all costs and get them to the finish line.
We just know you like to work out and there's a gym just 2 miles down.
Yeah.
And it's in
Yeah.
between your office and your new home. So you're
good.
Your side.
Go to the gym.
Yeah. There's not
Yeah.
a pipe that burst. We're good. We have shoveled it all out. We're good.
But it's funny. Well, thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah.
I mean, we love doing this because we love it. Encourages us that there's other people that are, like in the trenches with us,
Mhm.
caring
Yeah.
for clients, doing the right things. And it's just a reminder that there can be like hope and joy and in a transaction. Like
Yes.
it's really there's great opportunity every single day, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna put all y'all's info below so that
Somewhere
people
down
can
here.
connect with you guys. And
Awesome.
if y'all connect with the team, feel free to reach out to them because
Yeah.
they might already be reaching out
They
to
might be
you.
reaching out to you. So that's good. Yeah.
We want to be your
If you
friend.
like this post, be careful. If you like this post,
Be careful, hearting.
you might get a call.
But you want him to. You want
Yeah,
him to.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simply like and subscribe and follow. Awesome.
And leave your phone number in the comments.
Right on. Even
We can find that.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out
Don't
there.
worry.
Yeah, you don't really have to.
We'll try.
Yeah.
It's friendly.
Very friendly.
Someone's going to edit this, right?
Yeah. At some point.
Yeah, we'll edit it,
Don't
but
worry about it.
we'll see y'all next time.
See you
Thank you.
on the next
Bye.
episode. Yeah.
Later.
Thank you.